Oh, yeah, the train of hardcore tyranny isn't coming. It's here. Going back to Mike Rivero in a moment. Don't forget, until January 15th, we've extended out a little bit. The 5+ months, 5.5 months is what it comes out to, free at prisonplanet.tv. Watch the live stream of the radio show here in studio, full production, video clips, documents, photos that we show you here to document what we're saying, the archives of the TV/radio show to watch it when you want, the multimedia presentation, all my documentary films, all 23 of them in super high quality, all at prisonplanet.tv. It's $5.95 for a trial month membership. You can share your passcode with a couple people, your username and passcodes, so you can share the truth with folks. You can burn the films to DivX, prisonplanet.tv. Get hard copies of the films in the highest quality and support us financially. You can get Fall of the Republic and get Endgame free. You can get Fall of the Republic and get Reflections and Warnings with Aaron Russo, incredible little documentary I made, right at 90 minutes free. You can get the Obama Joker T-shirt while supplies last for free. Some of the sizes are sold out on that. We're not going to print anymore, but you can get the Don't Tread on Me, Join or Die shirts that are very popular for free. All of that at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139. I want to take some phone calls from folks that are patiently holding. I'd like to get first-time callers in today, head of the line, but we'll take anybody's call. We're happy to hear from all of you. 1-800-259-9231. We're talking with Mike Rivero. Mike, anything else you want to add about the naked body scanners and what's happening with this and how to boycott it? Then I want to get into the economy, government-run health care, and a lot more with you today, Mike Rivero.
Well, I think people are going to boycott these scanners anyway. I mean, the media is trying to tell us it's no big deal, but there's a lot of very shy people out there who don't like this kind of intrusion. They don't look like...
I don't want the government videotaping my genitals.
No, well, that's exactly my point. I think people are going to reject this thing. They're going to avoid going to the airport. We don't all look like that very attractive young lady that's on that story on your website. And we're like you. We don't want the government looking at our body. It's none of their business if we have not done anything wrong. I think this is going to be a disaster for air travel. It's already a disaster for tourism. I think we're going to see another segment of our economy come crashing down, all to make another few political insiders rich off of these security scanners. Shouldn't there be a criminal
investigation of Chertoff and other government officials that are making money off this in the revolving door? The fact that they're out there pushing it when they're making money from it?
There should be an investigation. There should be a prosecution and a trial. I don't think we're going to see it under this particular government. Somewhere down the road, we got to look at war crime trials against the last couple of presidents that we've had for all this lying about Iraq. They're talking about taking...
They've been caught lying 3 times in the last month about Iran with fake nuke documents. I mean, all they've done is change the last letter in Iraq to Iran. They've changed it from a Q to an N.
Yeah, and you know what's really insulting? They actually think we, the American people, are going to be dumb enough to fall for the same trick twice in a row. And it's almost an arrogant insult. They're sitting up there in their ivory towers in control of the corporate media, and they're saying, we can play the same card again, and they're too afraid to stand up and say, that we know you're lying this time. They're really counting on that. But on the other hand, I really think that all of this security scanner and naked body scanners and the rest of it, they're not afraid of some terrorist coming in wearing Fruit of the Boom underwear. They're afraid of we, the American people. This is the symptom I'm seeing. This is a government that is deathly afraid of the American people, even as it continues to need us to provide tax dollars and soldiers for their globalist agenda.
I agree. I want to go to calls now quickly with each caller. Then I want to get into, by the way, here's that MSNBC article you mentioned. Baby detained dies in Honolulu airport. Child had been flown in for emergency heart surgery, officials say. And all the stories of somebody who can't speak English or argues with them, they taser them to death or they stomp on their head till their neck breaks. And, I mean, the government is the threat to the people. Government killed 200 million people in the last century. The threat is not underwear bombers, and that's staged as well. But before we go to calls, briefly, Tarpley, Madsen, myself, everybody who's looked at this is clearly a false flag drill they conducted. You've got the sharp-dressed man bringing him on the plane in Amsterdam with no passport, past the body scanners. Great point you made about that. You've got some other man reportedly with a bomb. Once they got to Detroit, they covered that up. They've now admitted they covered it up, but won't say why. You've got the fact that this happened right as they introduced the scanners, right as they introduced Yemen as the new enemy. Your take briefly on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been in Yemen covertly for about a year. We've started actually actively bombing there 2-3 weeks ago. Then all of a sudden, right when Obama needs it to justify making the war in Yemen overt, we get the staged terror incident. It's the same stunt all over again, and it's obvious what he's doing. I think most Americans understand that this is another hoax. I think most Americans don't believe that this is authentically an attempted terror attack.
Well, I agree with you that the establishment is bitten off more than they can chew, but they don't care. They don't care if we're against open borders. They don't care if we don't want more gun control. They don't care if we don't want the banks to loot us and rob us. They don't care. They just do it.
They do it because it's making them money. It's getting them more power. They're thinking very, very short term. I think most of the insiders understand it's not going to go on much longer. So they're doing whatever they can do to suck as much money out of the population and put it in their pocket before they skedaddle down to the Caymans as everything starts to fall apart. I think we're seeing almost an economic bug out. They're grabbing the money and the silverware and they're heading for the border. I think we're in that loot the nation phase right now.
Oh, there's no doubt of that. And leaving a vanguard, rear guard of paramilitary police to run around and feed on us. Let's talk to Andy in California. Andy, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Andy out in California, and I just want to talk to you about the American Disabilities Act and the lack of access for people with dyslexia and attention deficit disorder. And just by us using our auxiliary aid of a tape recorder, it makes us an enemy of the county, state, and federal government because it returns a quarter record to the people. And
that's right. The government tries to say people can't record government, but then they can all record and surveil us. They get rid of our basic rights criminally and then declare unconstitutional powers for themselves. Andy, I appreciate your call. We're not on the Disabilities Act. I mean, it's kind of open phones, but I just can't. I've got to move on. Geronimo in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex, how's it going? I just got a call this morning from a contractor that I know. He pours cement out in Bohemian Grove. They've just been given the okay to go ahead and take down a bunch of redwood trees and start building helipads. So I
saw that in the news. So the elites can land in Santa Rosa and fly by helicopter out there to have their homosexual conservative orgies.
That's right, Alex. It looks like now they're not going to have to listen to us or see us, see our ugly face. They'll just fly right in and go ahead and do their rituals and their little homosexual toys. So I just wanted to put that out to you. Thank you for waking me up. I am an oath keeper, and I'm here in Northern California trying to spread the word. Thank you, my man.
Great. A lot of police officers and military becoming oath keepers and 3%ers. And again, I'm not bashing gay people. The point I'm making is Bohemian Grove is where your mainline Christian conservative leaders go on record to have top gay porn stars flown in to have drug-induced orgies. And it's on record. Again, it's a group of lawless lunatics who now want to record your children. And remember, they told us torture was good. I want to make that point for the last hour when I go over it. That torture's good, and Jack Bauer's our hero. And then now videotaping, body scanning your children is good. And remember, the White House reviewed the torture videos and photo. So did Congress, but didn't release them. I'm sure they enjoyed that, Mike Rivero.
Well, did you see Wayne Madsen's new report on Russia today where they're talking about U.S. diplomats and congressmen going on these fact-finding missions to Thailand, and they're engaging in child sex over there, and it's just completely out of control. And normally I would hold off on a story like that, but I remember I was living in Seattle when there was this huge scandal over the Asia-Pacific Economic Conference where the FBI was bugging the conference attendees, stealing business secrets to give to cronies, and there were children, underage children being provided to some of the conference attendees for sexual purposes, and it turned out there was actually a fund at the State Department for this kind of stuff. And, so it's like this, we've got this one set of rules that we're all supposed to live by, and, think about the Franklin scandal.
Hey, Ted Gunderson in the late 80s on record, ran the L.A. division of the FBI, and I have the Washington Post articles, the Washington Times articles. They had this place called the Finders, run by the CIA, and when the police raided it, it was satellite uplinks, child porn. They just gotten the kids out, and the government shut that investigation down. I mean, these people are the most sinister, murdering criminals. Look at how the Halliburton, DynCorp, the UN have all been caught running giant child kidnapping operations, and now they have expanded diplomatic immunity through Interpol in the U.S., and so the Justice Department just went under Interpol, so all their records are secret, and they have diplomatic immunity. And how many times has the UN been caught under diplomatic immunity trafficking in children?
It really is completely out of control. It just seems like the wrong sort of people.
See, they bypass all the scanners. They just drive right onto the airports.
Yeah, they do. They got their own jets. They've got all their private airplanes. They've got the private terminals that they go through. They don't go through any of this stuff. And they're carrying drugs with them. Think Iran-Contra. It's open season on the American people. We're all being controlled and enslaved so that the government, with their special access and their private access and their private security, they can come and go as they will. They can do whatever they want. I don't know if you saw this story where this mayor got caught on videotape stealing ladies' undies. The problem with political power, is it's going to attract the wrong kind of people. It attracts the people who shouldn't have it, and we allow it to happen.
How many scumbags in business and life have you ran into who just want to do bad, who just want to steal?